talk about casting and address particularly the two colleagues who are sitting on either side of you, and then we'll talk to them as well.
You know, well, I was very happy that Martha agreed to do this movie. She, you know, the message spoke to her as well. I'm sure you say it.
Yes, I have a brother who's, well, at the time when we were doing the movie, he was 17, and he got picked on in school, and so I was very familiar with the story and how important it is to see it from both sides, and to really, I feel like the movie is a wake-up call for everyone, and to pay attention to our kids or children, and I think it does exactly that. When I was watching it got me in tears. It's a really good movie. Not only because, you know, we made it happen, but it's also an amazing way to have both sides of the coin and to look at them in both ways. And as I said before, it's a wake-up call. Thank you so much for having me in the movie.
And I also think it's something that everyone is touched by. I mean, I myself, as a child, was bullied, and I'm sure everyone in this room has some connection, either personally or a relative or friend, that these kinds of actions have happened to. And so it really speaks to a lot of people, I think. And that's what interested me in the project, and many hours talking with Michelle and John, and really coming to an understanding of what we wanted to get across. And I hope what also gets across is it's not just a movie about bullying, although that's such a major, you know, element of it, but really speaks to what our society has become, whether it's these kinds of video games or families now that, for reasons of the economy, both parents have to work and kids are alone. Obviously, the bullying, all these different issues that I think come across as a combination of factors that is creating this kind of behavior that's going on all the time in terms of the violence that we hear every day in the news. It's not any one thing.
Garrett, you're sitting here in LA where everybody seems to be an actor, but you were not on an acting track, and yet here you are with not just, you know, a leading role in the movie, but a very demanding one. How did you and Michelle connect?
Well, I mean, I went over to her house a lot to work on the backstory of Herman, and we just really worked on his mannerisms and, you know, the things that happened to him at school, and just really get into the mind of Herman. And I think it was really important, and I think we got some good stuff, and it definitely showed through the character of Herman, so it was really good.
I mean, what is your view of someone who's not spent his whole life, you know, working as an actor and preparing for the challenges of a part like this?
I mean, I've told this story. I saw more than 100 kids that auditioned for the part, and Garrett came into audition, and he hadn't even opened his mouth, and I knew that was Herman. I just sat up on my chair, and so he read the first scene, and I asked him, "How many times did you read the script?" And he said 3 times, and he was the only kid that had read the script over 100 kids 3 times. He came into audition to get this part. And we did work a lot with the character, and, you know, because obviously for him to take on the skin of who this kid is, and why this was important, and, you know, to play this kid that ultimately, you know, falls through the cracks and acts out of this, you know, tragic way. But I really felt that I had an amazing cast. Everybody, you know, Garrett and Martha and Norman, and we're just very, very lucky to have a wonderful cast of actors that came and gave, you know, their hearts to this.